Let's get loaded on Lansdowne.
It just gets
so
worse.
ghetto.
It
It's
just
so
gets worse.
Ghetto. Why? Can we have your daughter just come down here or something?
We need.
It just hit click and then she can go.
Well, I'd have one of the listeners come in and do it for us. Yeah. But if the listener was here, I don't think we'd have any listeners. So it could be a problem.
By the way, we've dropped in the standings.
Have we?
Yeah, we used to be number 5. Now we're number 9. So we got to get on our show.
Okay, we got to work on that
together. That's my fault. I've had a lot of scheduling issues, so I apologize. Welcome to episode 109 of the Loaded on Lansdowne Red Sox, Yellow Sox, baseball podcast. I'm your host, Mark Chikaris, alongside me, Andrew Andrews, super producer, as always. Thanks for the pumpkin beer, man.
Not bad, right?
Pumpkin lattes. Are you a pumpkin guy?
My wife is.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. I don't really care. But that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Not too bad.
I'm happy with it. All right. So this is like one of the biggest days in baseball.
It's crazy.
Like in the past, I don't know. Like this is a huge day.
And the fact that Tom Brady's playing the New England Patriots tonight is going to completely overshadow the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Of course. Well, that's football's going to football.
No,
right?
There's a chance that today, and we'll go over all the different
scenarios.
Matchations. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
If it's not, it's okay to make up words.
Anyway,
Shakespeare did it all the time.
Who?
Inside joke.
All the different. So it has potential, literally, to be like, the 30 for 30 they did on the Red Sox collapse,
right?
2011, right?
Yeah.
Right. Minute to minute. It almost has a potential for something like that.
That's probably the last day that it felt like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is crazy how the thing about baseball, the whole 162 games. How when you look at it, them and the Yankees have the exact same record, and then the Blue Jays and Seattle has one game off of them. And they could, which I don't know. Maybe as someone who's hoping, I'm an agent of chaos. No, as someone who's hoping
to watch the world burn.
Yeah, the idea that Major League Baseball has to deal with all 4 of those teams, I think, will be just awesome.
And I kind of want that to happen as well. Even though I want the Red Sox to obviously get in, I would like to see the mayhem that ensues with a 4-way tie. By the way, props to the Seattle Mariners because they were 5 games out. I think the last time.
They keep winning,
and they took care of business. They buried the A's.
Yep.
They took care of the A's. The A's are dead.
Yeah, because there was even a time when we could have a 5-way tie because the A's were still sniffing around. As of like 5 days ago, the A's were 4.5 out, and then gone.
Yep, absolutely. So they're dead and buried. So yeah, this scenario is crazy. You want to go over this?
Yeah, I love it. So. What we want to happen, number 1, would be the 4-way tie.
Right.
And for that to happen, and, it's kind of weird rooting against them. But so, worst case scenario right now for the Red Sox is they're tied.
Right.
So now, are they in the play? We'll talk about that at some other time. Does that count as being in the playoffs?
Right.
So, if the Sox and Yankees lose and the Blue Jays and Seattle win, you get a 4-way tie.
Right.
So then the teams become A, B, C, D.
Right.
And in any of these situations, Red Sox are actually A.
Right.
Because of the great first half of the season. They won the series season against all these teams.
Right.
Which
exactly.
really kind of make this whole thing a little bit more frustrating.
Anyway, they get to choose.
Yes.
They get to choose who they play. Right?
So they'll be the home team.
Right.
And then the Blue Jays will be the other home team.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play. The Yankees I think they choose who they play, and then whoever else plays the other team.
Right. So the Red Sox would choose the Mariners, I would assume.
I would assume they can fly across country.
Right.
And then the winner of those games plays each other, and
Yeah. So that's how.
Oh no, because the winner of each game's in.
Right.
And then so I don't think they have to play each other for home field. I think Red Sox automatically get it because of the tiebreaker.
Right. Red Sox are in great shape, regardless because they beat the Yankees in the season series.
Yeah.
That's the thing because
it actually matters this year. Yeah.
Like a week ago, I thought they were going to have to go into the Bronx.
Well, thank God they beat them, the first 7 games of the season, right? It was 7-0 to start the season because it hasn't been that great lately.
Yeah.
What I think one of the funnest things that happens is if it's a 3-way tie for the 2 spots.
Yep.
So Yankees lose, Sox lose, and either the Blue Jays or Seattle, because Blue Jays are playing Baltimore, Seattle's playing the Angels. So one team's out then if one team loses. So then you have an A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
Red Sox can choose now.
Yep.
They can either be Team A and play at home.
Right.
And then the winner of that game plays Team C.
Yep.
Or they could take a chance, get an extra day of rest, choose to be Team C, but you got to play on the road.
Right.
I believe. So you're volunteering to play on the road if you're Team C.
Yeah.
And the same idea could happen if, like, say, the Yankees win, so they're in, and now we're just for the last spot. You'd have again A, B, C, and then there's that choice. What do you do? Do you take the day off and go on the road, or do you take the 2 home games? You got to win 2. If it's 3 teams involved, you got to win 2 to get in.
Right.
And if you're the C team, you only have to win 1.
Knowing the Red Sox, I think they would just stay at home.
Right?
I think so. Yeah.
I should have checked before. Has their home record been that much better? I know in the past it's been crazy.
Yeah,
better.
I believe so.
Yeah,
they've been better at home this year. It's not always the case. There's been a couple of years. A couple of years ago, they were lousy at home. I forget what it might have been 2019.
Now, with that said,
yeah,
I see them losing.
Yeah,
a playoff of 1 game play-in.
Yeah,
I
mean, unless you have
you're gonna have Evaldi
lined up.
You're gonna have Evaldi for. I guess that's the thing. Do they have the pitching for 2 games?
Right, which they don't.
Or do they take the chance and just have Evaldi?
Well, unless it's Evaldi and Sales.
Sales pitching today.
Yeah. So I mean,
you can't not pitch him today.
You need him today.
Right. You don't want to just roll the dice and then.
Right.
I mean, if you win, you're just in.
Right.
So
no, you need Sale today. There's no messing around today. There's no playing around. The Red Sox are in charge of their own.
So you're gonna have
future.
Evaldi and then. That's your next guy?
Get Martin Perez warmed up.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want Erod, so I don't want Erod. I mean, guy just pisses me off, but
he's getting so hard to watch. Even like last game. What, 2 games ago, I think he pitched straight. He pitched okay.
Pitched well, yeah.
Just annoying to watch.
Tanner Houck pitched awesome yesterday.
Yep.
I had the game on. I was kind of bopping around doing stuff.
He's someone who just gets up and throws.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I want the Red Sox to take the training wheels off this guy for next season.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the starting rotation. Get him out there. Clearly he can do. What do you have? 8 strikeouts yesterday, I believe?
No, I think he's definitely in the rotation next year.
Man.
He's your 3rd pitcher, right?
Of course.
Sale, Evaldi, him, right?
Yeah.
Because we're assuming Erod.
I don't know.
They really like him.
They love him.
Is it just because he keeps his mouth shut and he's just a kind of a
you
look at the guy.
He's not controversial. He's milquetoast. He's boring.
But you look at the guy. I mean, I don't think he's inspiring people in the weight room. You know what I mean?
I know.
He's kind of doughy.
Yeah, he's doughy. He looks like I always say he looks like the Hispanic Abraham Lincoln with that stupid.
Yeah, there's a little bit there.
Like it's just ridiculous.
It's Latinx, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry, my fault.
Okay.
I can't keep it straight. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you do about the pitching staff if they're serious about getting starting pitchers and developing starting pitchers, which when Chaim Bloom came in, we were hoping that would be the plan.
Yeah.
Let the kid pitch.
Yeah. You need to now.
It's just I understand there was a log jam at starting pitchers this year, and they could kind of work him in.
Maybe
right?
at the beginning of the year where we thought there was like almost too many starting pitchers.
Never too many starting
pitchers. And we keep falling for it too.
And then Chris Sale's coming back, which he did, and he's pitching well. But once Chris Sale came back, that's bye Garrett Richards, bye Martin Perez.
Garrett? He's another one who went to the bullpen, had a couple good outings, and we all thought he was fixed. He sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he can't really go more than 1 inning. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy that you can bring in, and I mean, none of these guys go past 5 innings anymore. So Garrett Richards is the guy you bring in for the 6th, I guess. I mean, that's it.
So many of these guys right now watch them, and I just try to imagine it's 10:45 on October 8th, and you know what I mean, and they're on national TV, and they're just throwing the ball right in the dirt.
Yep. Yeah.
Pivetta couldn't even, in the warm-ups the other day, couldn't even get the ball, couldn't throw strikes. It was throwing it in the dirt.
All right, so speaking of Pivetta, let's go through Chaim Bloom's acquisitions this year.
Okay.
And before we do that, I want to say this. If the Red Sox win today, they win 91 games in the season. Okay? I had them as a 77-win team.
I had them maybe touching 80.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to be awful because I looked at that starting rotation without Chris Sale, and I said, these guys are doomed.
No, I mean, unfortunately, from a fan perspective, the worst thing that could have happened to them was that first half of the season. You know what I mean? Like, because that's why, because they kind of played the second, and they weren't horrible the second half.
They had one bad month.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we thought the year would go.
Right, exactly.
So it's good.
Late July through August, so almost like a month and a half, a month and a week.
And their defense was hot.
Yeah, this is true.
It was hot.
But yeah, I mean, they had that lousy month, and I think if they would have just kind of come out even that month, you'd be looking at a team that may have been like 98-win team or something like that.
Oh no, we'd be talking about them with Tampa.
Yeah,
and honestly, if you remember back, a lot of that month was them getting beat up by Tampa. So if you could reverse some of those games,
right,
they might have the East no problem.
Exactly. So, but here's my thing, right? So, asking the question, is this season a success, right? I look at it and I say, from where I thought they were going to be at 77 wins, sure. Okay. Should I think that any Red Sox team with this type of lineup and the type of resources they have should be a 77-win team? That answer is no.
No, it should never be like that.
Okay. And, you know, I just don't think – I think it's kind of even because it's like didn't expect them to do much. Now they're going to most likely make the playoffs.
But, like, say you're in the Olympics and you're, like, doing the hurdles.
Yeah.
Okay? And going in, you're just happy to be there. One of those guys from Tobago and whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the gun goes off, you're running, and something just happens. And all of a sudden, you're in first.
Yeah.
No one ever expected this. You're going to win the gold fucking medal.
Yep.
You fall over the last hurdle.
Yeah.
Are you still kind of pissed, or do you go, well, I never expected to be there anyway? You know what I mean? So it's like, they got there. You got to kind of finish the deal a little bit here, man.
Right. No, you're right. So, I mean, shouldn't have to say, wow, you know, they should have gotten better starting pitching. They should have done something at the
Well, I think that's my biggest argument is the clear, and I'm not buying that. Oh, they were, you know, they're building up their minor league and stuff like that. Like, it came down to cash.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a cash thing, and I mean, and I'm not even going to blame Chaim Bloom for that. I think that's the guy in charge.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't want to invest the money.
All right, so let's break down Chaim Bloom's acquisitions for 2021. Guys that he brought in the offseason, and we can also talk about trade deadline guys, although we've talked about that in the past, but we can go through.
And I will argue, though, before the season, I would say I was not impressed with the names that I saw. You know what I mean? Nothing flew off the page as like, oh, we got this guy. You know what I mean? All the big free agents really weren't even on their radar. So
exactly.
That was our starting point.
There was never anything where it was like, oh, we're going to get Max Scherzer. Oh, we're going to get, you know.
It seemed like a lot of just kind of fill-in guys.
Absolutely. All right. So Kike Hernandez, let's start with him. 250, 20 home runs. Which I think that's like a A- acquisition.
Yeah, very good. Surprised that he's only batting 250, to be honest.
Yeah.
I noticed that the other day, and I thought he
seems like he's always on base.
Yeah. And he's in the leadoff spot, which I don't think is something normal for him.
Right.
He doesn't have the look of a leadoff hitter.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a little bigger guy. He's a little, but I think he's been great. I think he's been
solidified the second base position for the most part.
Yeah.
I know he's played some outfield as well when Christian Arroyo's been healthy, but Christian Arroyo's never healthy. So
I mean, in today's baseball, he's only first of all 20 home runs from your leadoff guy is. Yeah, he's missed sometimes too. He was hurt for a little while, so I mean that. Only 107 strikeouts, which again in today's baseball is not that bad.
And he's had clutch performances. So in other words, like last night, he hit they're up 1-0. He hit the 2-run homer, and they ended up scoring 5 runs. But then The Nationals actually scored a couple in the bottom of the ninth, but that was clutch.
If you just want to, you were big on JD LeMahieu, right? That was your second baseman. That's the guy you wanted. Price-wise, there's probably about close to a $20 million difference in those guys.
Right.
And
LeMahieu's not playing great.
Kiki might have had a better year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Hunter Renfroe, 262, 31 home runs. Cannon for an arm. He makes some errors out in the outfield. I think that's a B-plus acquisition.
Yeah, especially for someone I really had no idea who he was.
Right.
He was one of those, we've got a whole bunch of outfielders off the pile. Let's see what happens.
Right.
31 home runs. And again, 128 strikeouts for a home run hitter. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Right? So,
he's
823 OPS?
He's a dirt doggish kind of guy, too. I think he's like a blue-collar type of player that Red Sox fans like.
Listen, if you're a good team and Renfroe is your 6th, 7th, 8th hitter,
yeah,
you're in real good shape there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Marwin Gonzalez, he's no longer with the team.
Shows you how well he did.
Yep,
yeah.
202, 2 home runs. He was released. He was brought in for depth, and he just didn't work out.
I thought he was released about a month before he actually was released.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I saw him at one. I go, he's still on the team. It was kind of one of those deals.
Right, absolutely. So
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup of 2 people.
Franchi Cordero.
He blows.
189, 1 home run. I guess
he's still on the team.
Yeah,
he's in the 40-man, right?
I saw him in Worcester the other day.
He's doing well in Worcester, right?
He's smashing in Worcester.
No, he's a 4A player.
He's
the Ted Williams of 4A baseball. Right?
I think that home run he hit, though, the 1 home run he hit for the Red Sox, I think that was like, I saw a stat the other day. That's like the 3rd hardest hit.
Exit velocity or something. I remember they were talking about that.
In like this season.
The hardest hit one is probably Mike Stanton the other day.
It was. That's why they had it on.
That thing might still be going.
Yeah, it's orbiting the moon. So the Red Sox trade Andrew Benintendi for Franchi Cordero.
That's right.
Franchi 189. Benny this year, 276, 17 home runs.
Which is almost exactly what we said. Like, just do this,
yeah.
right? Because he was, 220 before, and 6 home runs.
All I ever expected from Andrew Benintendi was give me 280 with 20 home runs.
I thought he could have been taught to be your leadoff guy.
Yeah,
a contact kind of hitter.
Yeah.
I really blame the Red Sox.
I do too.
Development for messing that up. And
something was wrong between him and the Red Sox. It's almost like
who they wanted to be.
Remember when they moved Jacoby Ellsbury to left field?
Yes.
And then he hurt himself, and then that was the spiral of
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, Mr. Glass, but still. I mean, I remember there was inconsistencies between his story of doctor shit and the Red Sox doctor stuff, and he went for second opinions, and they were like, get the F in, Euclid called him out. Euclid was like, get the F on the field or something. It was like drama like that. That's what the Benintendi situation feels like.
It definitely felt like somebody they were trying to make into what he really shouldn't be.
And Cora denied it.
Yeah. Some of it could have been Benintendi's fault too. Maybe he gets an agent in his ear who talks to him about things like launch angle, shit like that. If you're hitting, the drop to the knee, trying for the home runs, you're going to get more. So maybe it was for him, unfortunately. I don't know if we'll ever get the story because he's not good enough a player.
Right,
We're not
going to get a 30. On Andrew Benintendi.
Shaughnessy's not working on the book. But I think it's – he had a great tweet the other day. When Evaldi was against the it was Sale against Baltimore. It was like, everyone was so excited. He's like, you're paying this guy $30 million a year, and you're excited because he's got 10 strikeouts against a team that's lost 107 games.
Yeah, no kidding.
Grow the fuck up.
Well, right before, you remember?
And I usually hate Shaughnessy tweets, but that was a good one.
Remember 2019 when Sale was we knew he was kind of hurt or whatever, and then he struck out 12 Orioles in 5 innings, and then we took him out, and everyone's like, why are you taking him out? And then the next day he was he had Tommy John
surgery. Took 2 years. The next 2 years off. Yeah.
Right. So all right, Danny Santana, 181, 5 home runs. He's currently on the injury list.
I gotta be honest, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's just Danny Santana, Franchi Cordero, and Marwin Gonzalez are the same player to me. I think they just put on mustaches and they put on wigs and it's the same guy and they just have different names. Danny Santana, no way.
That's something made up too. The name. It's like, yeah, we need to go. You're Danny Santana.
Yeah, the name Danny sounds made up anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's like, who's that guy? That's Danny. All right, Jose Iglesias, 339. He's been awesome. He can't
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they signed him like 2 weeks too late, something like that. That's a bummer because I do think he could help. He's been playing great, awesome defensive replacement for late in innings.
He's
things
only
like that.
31.
That surprised me. He must have been like 17, 18 when he was coming up here.
When he played for us originally, I think he must have been like 20 years old.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I want this guy on the team. Like I want him on the team. I want him to play second base. Moving forward. You can put Kike in center.
Yeah.
And then you have Renfroe and Verdugo in left, who stinks. I have his jersey on right now and kind of embarrassed.
You were so in love with him.
I was.
You got.
He can't do 162.
He gets excited. He cheers. Ooh.
Can't wait for the fans to get back so he can feed off that energy, man.
He saw me. That's you.
All right, Travis Shaw, 244, 3 home runs. Travis Shaw, what is he doing?
He had that one weekend when he first came back.
Yeah.
Nice home run. Good to see you, Travis. I mean,
he is who he's always been.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea of in a playoff series you got him to pinch hit.
Yep.
I don't see him doing any kind of time. You know what I mean? But late in the game, you're down by a few. You just need someone.
You need a left-handed power hitter
to get a hold of something, and like only a home run's going to do this. Let's give it a shot. You know what I mean?
If you think about left-handed power hitters, really, it's Devers, and that's kind of it.
I mean, especially what if you're playing at Yankee Stadium or something like that, and then so I think it could depend on where they are. That could help.
All right, pitchers, Hansel Robles.
This guy I think sucks. He had a couple. They had him closed like 2 or 3 times in the beginning when Matt Barnes was on the DL, and people were all excited. Ooh, this was such a good move. Number one, never heard of the guy before.
Yep.
Okay.
360 ERA.
We'll probably never hear about him again.
Yeah.
And so people got so excited, like this was the Chaim Bloom's master. This was somebody they picked off a fucking dirt pile.
Yeah, trash heap.
Yeah.
Trash heap pickup, which is what Chaim Bloom does.
What he does, but I mean, does this guy instill confidence going into a playoff series or something like that?
No. Garrett Richards, 471, started the season dog shit, figured it out as a starting pitcher, got shitty again, went into the bullpen, was awesome, got shitty again. He's a guy you just can't.
There's really nowhere else to go.
Right. I mean, you can't rely on him. You don't know what he's going to give you from day to day.
And more than anything, I think he's kind of a puss.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of where we're going. He
didn't bring a coat to Boston.
He's that. He's the fake tough guy pitcher. Yeah, I really get that. The Josh Beckett feel. Yeah. I get that feel from him. He's going to kind of stare down people and look really tough.
How fat
and then he's going to throw
Josh
the ball.
Beckett is right now? How fat do you think he is?
Oh, he's like a tick. He just swelled right up. I'm sure.
I got to look him. I'm sure he's not out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's not going to benefits because he's an asshole. So he's not going to be doing charity work. He's in Texas.
He's not on TV. He's not. No.
He's not going to do. So I'd be hard pressed to find a picture of Josh Beckett, but I'm sure he weighs 300 pounds right now.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. That's what I pray for every day.
Made me feel real good.
Dear God.
Just watching his left foot fall off from diabetes. One toe at a time. Oh.
Yeah, just like a huge dip of tobacco and just like 300 pounds going out on his ranch and shooting freaking.
Refusing to get vaccinated.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, he doesn't need to get vaccinated because he's probably near no one.
Yeah.
No one wants to be around him. All right.
You assume his wife's already left him too, and yeah.
I mean, I'm sure his wife is probably, if he's still married to his wife, I'm sure she's dumb as a bag of doorknobs. Like, she's just like, okay, Josh, like, I'll make you some more mac and cheese. All right, Garrett Whitlock, which is, I think, Chaim Bloom's absolute masterpiece of an acquisition.
Especially the way they got him.
They got Ottavino.
Rule 9 or what's it called?
Yeah, they got Ottavino and Whitlock, I believe, in the same deal.
Yeah.
Right? So, 199 ERA. He's on the IL right now. Guy has been absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to see where his career takes him. If he's going to be a bullpen guy, if he's going to be.
He's still very young, right?
Yeah, this is first year in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Like I went on Baseball Reference because he was in the Yankees organization. Never pitched a major league game for the Yankees, And like,
because they got him in that Rule 9 or whatever, they had to put him on the roster,
right.
that's a gamble,
right?
Because if they didn't, he went back to the Yankees automatically.
Right.
So he had to spend the year. So they couldn't send him down. You couldn't. So as far as being able to develop somebody, which is, I guess, makes the Tanner Houck thing more frustrating, because you clearly were convinced you could develop this person at the major league level.
Right.
Why can't we develop?
Yeah,
it can be done.
Well, it's probably because I don't think Bloom drafted Tanner Houck. I think that was a Dombrowski guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I hope it's not as much of that stuff where it's like, that's not my guy, so I'm not gonna.
I don't think Bloom's like that though, because if Bloom was like that, what's his face? Cora wouldn't be the manager.
That's true. And let's be honest, all of Tampa, none of those are their guys, because they're just people coming in and leaving. Right. So maybe he's pretty used to that.
And then Adam Ottavino, he's been okay. He's had his moments.
I
don't trust him.
I don't trust him at all. He's really had trouble finding the plate.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of confidence in him.
He's great stuff. His stuff is
electric. See, there's the great stuff.
John Farrell.
Seems like he has trouble throwing strikes at times. Again, another person who I think pitches very well when the team's up by 4 against Baltimore in the 8th inning.
Yep.
When it's tied at, again, 11 o'clock at night in Yankee Stadium in October.
Let's see.
I do like the number 0 though.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool. I think I read so the Yankees, when they retired Jeter's number, they have no single digit numbers left except for 0, because I think Ottavino was 0 for them.
Yeah.
And that's interesting, because as time goes,
you run out of numbers eventually.
Because now, remember when we were growing up, no player really wore a number above 59.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it was the single digits up through the 50s, and really that was it. And I remember growing up in the 80s, the Red Sox coaching staff, they had all the numbers in the 30s.
Okay.
Like their manager was always number 35 or something like that, 35, 36, something like that. The pitchers had certain numbers. It was kind of
more like football kind of.
Yeah, it was more like football type of situation. And now, of course, they have to open that thing up where it's like, you got people wearing. I remember when JT Snow played for the Red Sox, he wore 84 because his father played football.
You're gonna get the Yankees are gonna have number 3B.
Yeah. He's gonna have to do triple digits. It's gonna be like
no, it really is.
100.
Celtics are kind of in that situation too, and the retiring number thing. It's a moneymaker. I get it, but it's even with the Red Sox, it's gotten out of control a little bit. The last couple of years they've chilled out.
All right, I'm glad you brought this.
Like Pedroia.
Yeah, no.
Right,
no.
But I can see people talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it'll happen, but people it'll be talked about.
I'm glad you brought this up. I wanted to talk about this, and I totally forgot. Like earlier in the week, I was like, I want to talk about this, and now
let it fly, brother.
Organically, it's happened.
What?
Orgasmically.
Yeah.
All right. The Red Sox have not issued number 21 since Roger Clemens left the Red Sox. Okay. What are they doing? Like, look, here's the deal.
They need him to get in the Hall of Fame.
He's not going to get in the Hall of Fame.
I know, but I think that's what they're.
But that's bullshit, though. You know why?
He wasn't doing steroids when he was on the Red Sox.
This is true. Well, I don't think so.
He wasn't openly doing steroids.
Right. No, I don't think he was doing steroids until he got to Toronto. But here's the thing.
Socialized medicine.
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out, because the rule used to be for the Red Sox, you had to play for the team for 10 years. You had to finish your career with the Red Sox.
And you had to be in the Hall of Fame.
And you had to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So when the new ownership took over, they realized that those stipulations were way too stringent.
They realized that they wanted to make money off Carlton Fisk.
Right.
That was really kind of that was a big part.
They signed him to that 1 day deal, and then they
and he was going to be around the team. Yep. He was going to help. He couldn't. Yep. He had
that lasted for like 2 years.
He had his ceremony. It was gone.
You'd be up in the box like
I'm going back to New Hampshire.
But Johnny Pesky, they retired number 6. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
ceremoniously.
He died in it too. So they didn't want to take it off.
They retired David Ortiz's number. So this Hall of Fame thing is bullshit. Because they've changed it. So either retire the dude's number, and I have no problem with that. I know Roger Clemens went to the Yankees. I know, like, it was like everyone was all, pissy pants and crying in their freaking cereal about it. He's back! Yes. Seuss Waldman. Oh, my God. Look, I saw Roger Clemens pitch a ton. Dude was absolutely phenomenal.
Lightning.
Loved him. Great Red Sox player. Retire his uniform. Get him out there. Have the ceremony.
Do you think he would be on board?
Yep.
You don't think he has resentment to the Red Sox anymore, stuff like that?
I really don't think so. I think that all that stuff all that ownership is gone.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just,
I don't know. Are they scared of the controversy?
I don't know what the hell's going on. This is what's pissing me off. What is going on with
Have the Giants retired Barry Bonds' number?
I don't know. It's interesting.
You know what I mean? That'd be kind of the ones that you would think about, right? Because they're the two big names there.
I would imagine they did. Have to see.
I mean, then there's like Manny Ramirez.
Right, but Manny Ramirez's number isn't here.
No, he wasn't here long enough, I don't think.
He wasn't here long enough, and he was an asshole.
He's one of my favorite ever.
Yeah,
I love him.
He didn't. I don't think he knew what planet he was on.
Didn't know what planet, but still, though, that old fuck in the dugout should have got the tickets that he wanted. That's why he pushed the guy. Okay. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, do your job. All right. Speaking of do your job, who you got tonight? Patriots, Bucs.
How can you not have the Bucs?
Right.
I think the Patriots.
Put money on this game. I'm
gonna put a couple shekels on it. You know what I mean? I think that it's right now it's 7. Yeah. It's gone up to 7, which I mean,
dude, the Bucs are gonna cover 7. Are you kidding me?
I see him winning by like 30.
Right. I think it's going to be 41-17.
I think the biggest disappointment so far in the Patriots is their defense. Yeah. I thought that was going to be so much better.
And their offensive line.
I know the Gilmore thing is a problem, and he kind of that's really hurt the defense. But they brought in some people to put pressure on the quarterback to stop the run, and they can't stop a run at all. And what's going to happen is they're going to challenge him. Brady's smart enough. He's going to run. They're going to have to throw some people in, or if they go into a zone or something like that, and then he's going to just pick them apart. Yeah. So I think they're going to kill him.
He's going to break the passing record. I was listening on the radio on the way here. Smart money is to bet on the second quarter that he breaks it, because you win more money. Because most people think he's going to break it.
68 yards, right?
Yards. Most people think he's going to break it in the first quarter. I think, you know what I think he's going to do? I think he's going to throw a fucking bomb first play, break the
70-yard bomb.
70-yard bomb, break the record, and be like,
there you go. Oh, man.
That would be awesome, by the way.
It doesn't look good for Mr. Bill Belichick, does
Look,
it?
I love Tom Brady. I love everything he's done. I think the Patriots are going to get smoked tonight, but I want the Patriots to win. I'm all these guys are like I'm a Brady guy.
I want the Patriots.
I'm a freaking Patriots fan, dude. I was a Patriots fan before Brady. I'll always be a Patriots fan. I was with them when they were shitty. I know that's cliche and everyone brags about it, right?
But they were shitty.
But they were shitty, man. Damn, were they shitty.
Well, and it's funny, like when you you talk to like younger generation, they were bad before, and they're like, oh yeah, Bledsoe was bad. It's like no. Those were actually comparative. Those were great years.
Those were great years. Dude, Bledsoe. When Bledsoe came here, I was
super excited.
Yeah. And Parcells and all that shit.
They had a reason to exist. I mean,
before Bledsoe, my buddy, used to go to Patriots games. He used to tailgate with another friend of ours, and he used to get in for free at halftime.
Just giving away tickets
at halftime. They just like yeah, come on in.
At least someone's in the stands for TV.
They would grill and whatever, chill out, drink beers or whatever, and then
wandering around.
Yep, just like they knew they were there all the time. They knew like gate people, and they were like, yeah, just come on in. It's like because there's no people in the stadium.
No, you give your mailman tickets and stuff like that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Crazy.
All right, so that's it.
I mean, hopefully we're gonna keep rolling here. Hopefully we got some playoffs that are happening. It's a wild time today. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Today's gonna be awesome. All the games start at 3.
Yeah, that's neat too. I noticed they were doing it all the same time. So
and I wish they had like a red zone for like baseball.
That would be cool.
Because I would love to see.
Carabas has got the TVs in his house. That's it's definitely set up for that.
Yep, absolutely. I'll be lucky if I can watch
one.
Yeah. All right. Episode 109 is in the books. I'm your host, Mark Jacaris. Alongside me, always, Andrew Andrews, and we will see you next time
Peace.
And I'm gonna go shut this off now, and then the girl's gonna tell you that the recording is ended.
Stay really still. You won't know I'm here.